من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one we always praise by saying in the beginning, Alhamdulillah, thumma Alhamdulillah. Praise is due to Allah again and again and again. Alhamdulillah for the gift of life. Alhamdulillah for Islam. Wa kafa, and that is enough. Do you have Islam? Yes. That is all we need. Because the life itself is a bridge that we can use. And while we are crossing this bridge, the only thing we should be holding is Islam. So we can make it safe to the other end. We can make it safe home. Our topic today is something the Imam's Council advised the imams to make this Friday a title for that. And the title is, Take Time for Mental Health. Take time for mental health. And we have few points to talk about, but I will only focus on one, which will keep us online, because we are not professionals in that. But one of the healing to our mental health is the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But sometimes these words are telling us to do something physical. And the doctors for the human bodies can deal with that. But as long the Quran is the healing, we live with the words of the Quran. And if we are suffering mentally, and we are, and we should not be ashamed to say that, covering up things make it worse. We don't cover the physical injuries we have. Straight away we deal with it, and it's come to an end. But we cover up the mental illness that we're suffering, because we're living in the age of mental illness. The whole world, we can say, is mentally ill, and the way we live our life bear witness for that. So we will use the words of the Quran, inshallah, and the words of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, which has been used to be healing to the wounds of our mind. And the first ayah to start with is for us to remember there is an ultimate truth that keeps this earth alive. And what is that? It is relation to the heaven. There is a relation between the heaven and the earth. And without that relation, we will not be alive. And the earth will not be alive, it will be dead. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Don't the disbelievers see that or know that the heaven and the earth used to be stuck together, and we separated them, and we made from water every living thing? Don't they ponder and reflect? The relation between the sun and us and everything else what the sun does with its energy that causes water to come from the earth into the cloud, and then the wind will play a role in that and move it and cause it again to become water and land back to the earth to feed the seeds, and the sun will send the heat again to that seed, and that seed will explode and grow into life and fruits to feed us. But when this relation is cut, we will see nothing but death on earth. Is there a relation between us, me as a person, and all of us? Is the relation still available or it is cut? If it is cut, that's why we are dying. If it is connected, we will always remain alive, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide this life. I will recite the surah. Surah Al-Asr. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. By time, humanity are in loss, except only when they enjoy truth and justice upon one another and enjoying on one another to be patient. This is something we need to live with, inshallah, today, and then we go back to which class we are going to talk about. The suffering of the young people or the suffering of the elderly people. The suffering of me when I am young or the suffering of me when I'm old. But one ayah combines all of that together. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. We have created the human in struggle. And with the hadith of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and the verses of the Quran in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, I created things with words, and I create you also with my words. Allah spoke to us, and He created us through His words. But we come to a time, we live in a culture, we live in the most tolerant age of human civilization. We live in the age of moral relativism. We live in the age of religious syncretism. And we live in the age of secular pluralism. In other words, everything goes. Everything is okay. People don't care about truth. They don't care about morals. They don't care about values. Nothing is completely right, and nothing is completely wrong. It depends what you want to do. This is the time we live in, and that's why we are suffering. Somehow, we have drifted from the right path, and we know it individually when we question ourselves. When you wake up in the morning, what comes to your mind, and what do you do for the rest of the day? This is something that we are suffering as a community. And we have internal problems, but we don't talk to people. And when we look at the elderly, they don't even have the natural defense against the life injuries that we usually have. The elderly have a lot to say, but we are not listening. The elderly, they are retired from work. Their income greatly reduced. And sometimes it gets worse. They have to go back when they're supposed to sit there and enjoy their sunset days and years, they have to start from zero and look after their grandchildren, because their own children are not there anymore, and they have to start the game, the struggle from beginning again. I have raised up my children, they are gone, and they are died. And I have to raise up my grandchildren. Not only that, if you live long enough, you also have to raise up again and bathe and feed your aging parents who don't ever know who you are. They don't ever know who you are anymore. They went into that age. And that can cause us to suffer mentally in a severe way. Young people, there is a gap between them and the old generation. And youth, as this man said, explaining how he wasted his life. Benjamin Disraeli, who served England as a prime minister twice under Queen Victoria, when he said, youth is a mistake, manhood is a struggle, and old age is a regret. Why did he say that? Because in the last lap of his life, he looked over his life and he found that it all was vanity. He lived for nothing. Sometimes we realize this in the last lap of our life, when everything is gone, everything we worked for and lived for is gone. And now, where we are going, we don't have a forwarding address. It is a time for regret, but not the believer. We always say, oh Allah, no matter what happens, in you I put my trust. But to stay in the topic, take time for mental health. I just came back from Darwin, and usually when we don't see people for a while, I asked one man, what is the secret? You still look the way I left you. You don't have gray hair. You still strong. What is the secret? And he said to me, smiling, I think healthy. Think healthy all the time. And Islam told us, La tahzan, don't be sad. La takhaf, don't be afraid. Because if we allow sadness and stress to colonize our mind, we cannot make it. We can even go worse, to think of checking out from this world. In another word, suicide. The most cowardice way to run away from the struggle of manhood is to say, I can't take it no more, I will check out of this world. This is the worst. When we go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala red-handed. But think healthy. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, when he found Abu Lubaba in the masjid, and he said to him, Ya Abu Lubaba, mali araka fil masjidi fi ghayri waqti salah. How come I see you in the mosque? It's not time for salah. You're supposed not to be here. You come to the mosque to do your salah and go out of the mosque to practice the salah that you just prayed. So why you are here after the salah? And he explained why. Humumun rakibatni wa duyunun lazimatni. Sadness, stress, controlling my feeling, and also debts. I owe people money, and I cannot look at people in the face and talk no more. That was the problem, and it affected him mentally. And he started acting not normal. He was in a place where he's supposed not to be, in the wrong time. And the Prophet ﷺ gave him homework, something to say and something to do. These are the words of healing. And what was the dua? The Prophet ﷺ told this man, he said to him, say this, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hasad, wa a'udhu bika min al-ajzi wal-kasal, wa a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-bukhl, wa a'udhu bika min ghalabati ad-dayn wa qahr ar-rijal. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you against stress and sadness. Don't be sad and don't stress. Find a way to be positive no matter what happens. Create that. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنَ الْعَجْزِ وَالْكَسَلِ. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you against being disabled to do what I have to do and being lazy. Laziness is a problem we suffer. How do I know I'm lazy? I sit there and waste my time with something useless and leave the useful things undone. As a young man, I can sit there and only play games all my time. This is laziness. And I don't do nothing to help the family in which I'm growing. The family that prepared a home for me and created life for me, I took life as a play. And within this play, I will suffer because I'm not practicing my nature. Allah did not create me to play. And I'm doing that. So it can cause mental illness because the way we have been created is to work. And if we're not working, we are dead. And that will have a consequences that we will suffer. وَأَعُوذُ بِكَ مِنَ الْجُبْنِ وَالْبُخْلِ. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you against being coward, being afraid of people and things, and events, and bukhl, being mean and greedy. Just learn to take from life but never to give. It can cause mental illness because I believe only in receiving and consuming and taking, but never to produce and be useful and productive for my family and for my nation. It can cause mental illness. I seek refuge from me being conquered by other men. Through what? Through what I owe them. Sometimes we cannot talk to people. Why? Because we owe them. In order to be free, you don't need nothing from nobody. And nobody can ask you, give me my this and my that. Otherwise, it can cause us into mental illness, suffering, stress, and sadness. But for the nature of life today, as we all know, the divine healing is very important, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَتَطْمَئِنُّ قُلُوبُهُمْ بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. Those who believe and their hearts, their minds, their souls will live in tranquility, in power and strength, no confusion, simply because they are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they pray 5 times a day to remain connected. Otherwise, what will happen to an engine running without oil? It will seize and burn. Salat is the lubrication, but we need to learn how to pray then. If I'm praying 5 times a day and my life is still jammed, there is no oil in my salat. I need to think again how to pray properly. Mainly as elderly people, maybe we are wise enough how to deal with the problems of life. But sometimes young people, by the time we find out, it is too late. But one way to avoid that, we need to start building that relation between people who are around us. Talk to your father, talk to your mother, because you believe they care. If someone can pass life on to you and be the cause for you to exist into this world, they care for your well-being as well. But sometimes we don't talk to them. And we deal with our suffering in silence. And by the time they find out, it is a bad news. It is time to talk to one another. But always remember, as a believer, there is no problem that life can bring you don't have what it takes to overcome. With the condition, be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're living in a time flood of information, and we don't know what to do with it. We know a lot, but that knowledge disconnecting us from who we're supposed to be with, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There was a time when we knew very little from the Quran, but we knew what it meant. There was a time when we used to talk to our father and mother and grandparents and sit together at home and travel together and come back together. But now, there is something in our hands, all of us, and this is our world now. And that thing does not allow us, as before, to let the face of the Quran see our face on a daily basis. And you know what I'm talking about, and you are witness for that. When we ask ourselves, and I was telling one brother last week, I feel bad. I feel like when I was from 15 years old until 22, I feel like I was a better Muslim. I feel like I loved Allah that time and Islam more than now. Because we live in a place and among people, and we had no chance to mistake or make a mistake. Someone was looking after us, and we live in a great environment. But now we are exposed to what you know we are exposed to. Young people today, it is your duty to survive. Swim in the mud, not because you want to do so, but because you have to do so. Otherwise, you will drown in this mud. And we have no excuse. Why? Because we have the thought. The mind Allah gave to us. But if we don't expose ourselves to places like that, we only see it once a week or once a fortnight. We cannot make it. Because shaitan is with us 24 hours. And you know what I'm talking about. If you don't Islamize that shaitan, actually it is not shaitan. We can make it shaitan. You can make it an angel, the device you have. That became your father, your mother, your teacher, your Quran, your Islam, your life. If you don't Islamize this device, we are doomed. And if we Islamize it, it will be a bliss for us to go to paradise. 92% of young people, and of old people as well, online on a daily basis. 92%. I wonder who are these angels? The 8% who are not there. Where are they? They are still on the strong ground, the Quran. And it makes me feel little when I see some of my students telling me, I learn Quran online, 45 minutes every day. Can you imagine young people online learning Quran overseas? Because locally we don't have enough Quran teachers, and they never break their culture. With this you feel like, if these people can do it, what am I doing online every day? And the time coming to the end, look at the way the world is going. And we want to finish good and strong. This planet is dying, and we can see death everywhere. We can see hate to humanity. I don't say hate to Muslims, hate to Jews. As a synagogue was attacked in the last few days in Germany, we are used to this as Muslims anyway, because we are the target. But Islam cannot be killed. And if you are a Muslim, a true Muslim, you will never die. You will be released from life one day, but we are not meant to die. We are meant to live again and again, but to be moved one day from this life to the eternal one. But we have to stay alive. Think healthy, and live healthy, and eat healthy, and go to healthy places. That will help in healing the mental illness we have. But if you don't do that, we have to wait for the worst. And I will close with this ayah, in which Allah said, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Anyone who goes away from me and my revelation and my teaching, you will have a miserable life. Difficult life with no purpose. Not only that, you will die in darkness and be revived in darkness. وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. On the day of judgment, Allah will bring that person back to life, but blind physically, as he was blind mentally in life. قَالَ رَبِّي. And he will say, oh my Lord, لِمَ حَشَرْتَنِي أَعْمَى وَقَدْ كُنْتُ بَصِيرًا. Why you resurrected me as a blind person while I used to see in life? قَالَ كَذَلِكَ أَتَتْكَ آيَاتُنَا فَنَسِيتَهَا وَكَذَلِكَ الْيَوْمَ تُنْسَى. No, you used to be blind. And the proof is that you didn't see the words of Allah. You didn't follow His guidance. And that's why today you are blind. But you used to live in illusion, thinking you are great, but you will not. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us mentally healthy before physically. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala feed our mind before feeding our body. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us divinely alive. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Dear Muslim, to summarize, إن تنصروا الله ينصركم ويثبت أقدامكم. If you work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will make you victorious over all of your enemies, no matter what they are. Physical, mental, social, financial, global. Allah will be on your side, but this is the condition. Are you working for Allah right now? Do you live for Allah every day? How did you start this morning? With Allah, or straight away you love something else? In tansurullaha yansurkum wa yuthabbit aqdamakum. If you support Allah's deen, this is a secret. If we live for Islam, Allah is alive and He lives for us forever. And He will keep us stand on the strong ground and keep our feet firm, and nothing can blow us away. That is the secret. And we will be healing the mental illness we have. It is in every house, in every body, in every nation. What is the secret? There is a disconnection between the heaven and the earth. And that's why we're suffering. Let us go back online, but on the divine line with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, otherwise we are doomed. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أحسن ختامنا وأخرجنا من الدنيا مسلمين. اللهم انتصر للمستضعفين في كل مكان وعليك بالطغاة الظالمين فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا حي يا قيوم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وأقم الصلاة.